Hello, hello. I made a oopsie. I made a really big stupid oopsie that is like maybe like the number one oopsie you can make in this line of content creation of reading manga. Uh, so I uploaded, at the same time simultaneously a video for this chapter where I read this chapter and I discussed it and I thought this is an interesting one. And then I was like, oh, this one is only 7 minutes long, and all the other ones have been like 15 to 20 plus. That's a little strange. And even when I was reading the chapter, I was like, this one's kind of jumpy. There's a few scenes in here that seem very disconnected from like everything else that's going on. And I was like a little confused by that. But it wasn't until I went back to get thumbnails when I was uploading it that I realized I only read half this chapter. So the Viz app, first off, the Viz service in general is fantastic. It's like the greatest deal in content, like online digital content subscription services, hands down. You get so many series simulpubbed for the low price of like $2 a month. It's crazy. Check it out. It's an amazing deal. I'm shocked that we've gotten a deal this good. But the actual app, the actual reader, is terrible. It sucks. And one of the ways in which it sucks is this glitch that I have experienced a couple times before, where it will advance 2 pages simultaneously when you navigate using the keyboard. So I was skipping every other page. And I think it's kind of a testament to the quality of the writing and just like the strength and cohesiveness of the story that I was able to follow it as well as I did. But if you watch that video, you'll see me baffled by sudden cuts or like trying to link certain ideas that actually just had an entire other page of drawings and dialogue to help me out. So sorry for that. That's my bad. That's my dumbness on display. But I'm going to read it in full now. Even though I've read some chapters after this, I think it's still really worth going back, reading it in full, really experiencing it, discussing the things that I accidentally glossed over. And then, yeah, we'll just continue plunging ahead with the rest of the series, continuing tomorrow. Okay. So, this page I saw, I think I saw the odd-numbered pages. Uta and Yomo, Renji, in the middle of their fight, which not only is just their long interpersonal grudge, not just this kind of psychosexual manifestation of the only desires they have left, but also like a real representative from these two very stalwart sort of middle ground characters, kind of drawing lines of their ideology in the sand and daring the other one to come across and see how they see. One being the anarchistic clowns, living hedonistically, just doing what's fun and interesting to stave off this huge existential nihilistic dread. And Yomo, on the side of pro-societal formation, of believing that a better life is possible, of fighting to protect those he cares about. And again, this is like probably the major thematic conflict throughout the entire series, so it makes sense that here in this 11th hour we're really seeing these characters come full bear to these ideas and fight them out in the competitive marketplace of ideas. Debate me, bro. And indeed, they were debated. This is a cool shot. Again, it's neat to me that like Yomo seems kind of outclassed here. Like his just raw Kagune type abilities and stuff aren't on the level of Uta, who's transforming and bursting limbs all over the place and stuff. But like Yomo knows Uta so well, and Yomo has like this kind of combat experience that he's winning out in exchanges like this. Like he reads where Uta is going to attack even from behind, starts outmaneuvering him a bit, just like old times. Meanwhile, of course, we have this still being set up. I already read the entirety of this fight, but it's interesting to, see this level of foreshadowing. Maybe I saw that. I think I saw this page, actually. I guess I read the even pages and not the odd pages. So yeah, they fight this cross-based Kagune. attacking dear Ammon. Yeah, this page I saw. Yeah, I saw the even pages, and I never once considered that there was other pages. I don't know. I was like deep in the reading zone, you know. I was already like 5 chapters in at this point. Yes, yes. Donato gets pierced. We see that this reflects the owl's power fading. This is like the real-time link. And then, alright, so a few days have passed. My boyfriend is watching these. We've been discussing my reactions and stuff. One thing that I like totally misread visually and that like really confused me. Okay, well, first off, I forgot the whole deal with the second owl. I got really mixed up of Mr. Yoshimura's family tree and the aftermath of all the revelations around Mr. Yoshimura and who the second owl was in the first place. I got all tangled up and confused in my brain with like some other plot lines and stuff. So already I had like the wrong expectations of what was going to happen during this owl fight. And then when the main body emerges, when they like behead it and there's like a humanoid figure in it, I was like, I had this whole rambling thought and prediction around, oh, you can like remove the body and then this like gigantic Kagune monstrosity thing can continue to live. And I thought, oh, maybe this like huge centipede dragon thing was continuing to live because Ken is disjoined from the body, but he's still alive. And I was thinking about all that stuff. And then my boyfriend pointed out, no, the humanoid body is never actually detached from the owl. For some reason, it just looked like that to me. For some reason, I thought there was a panel where it showed the humanoid body kind of like walking away and the big kaiju owl body was just like chilling. So I was wrong about that. So all of that can be disregarded. Not that it came to pass anyways. You're not far even behind Haise, Kotaro. Is that true? I mean, Ammon's strong for sure, and he's able to go up against Donato, which even Ure had a hard time with. But I don't know. Like, I talked a lot about this before, that the series is pretty good about people can become more powerful off screen, but not unreasonably so. And it's not, it never feels kind of like ass pulley that, you know, for the sake of plot, we need to cross a huge power level gulf. Yeah, Donato does this very creepy attack. We saw this. Oh, and then this page. This was like the page that really struck me as like, whoops. This explains a lot. Because before I just saw this page, where we suddenly cut from this fight to Furuta reacting to Kaneki, freaking out, going, "You're still alive? You're still alive?" Which is really funny, first off, that Furuta like did not even imagine that as part of his plans. I think it's really funny to have one of these like final endgame villains, and Furuta in general has just been built up so well, all the intrigue around him, all the mystery, all the goofiness, the capers, this almost like Joker type figure. And then like, even though he's masterminding so many things on so many levels, he's not like a super comprehensive brain genius. Like he fails to anticipate like a lot of things. And he's like not even trying to kind of be nonchalant about it. Even this too, where he's way down in here near the oviducts. It's not clear what he's doing down here, because it seems like everything is kind of proceeding according to plan on his end. But he's like complaining about Kano. And it's like, bro, did you not even know? Like, did you not know what you were getting into down here? Yeah, I don't know. It's just really funny. Furuta's such a funny guy. Okay, so yeah, so this makes a lot more sense. And then we cut back to this fight. So that was just like a nice little interlude. And here, this is really interesting. This is a line that I missed. Is Uta calling Yomo a warm guy. And I already talked at length about this connection of Uta saying I live like this, I am a clown, because I recognize that ghouls don't know warmth, that we will never be loved by the world like humans are. And even if we have things that are precious to us, we are just constantly fighting to protect them. If there's meaning in our life, it's through fighting, it's through conflict. There is no warmth. And then in here, during the fight, this line, you're such a warm guy. Like, I'm starting to feel that warmth. And then this connects perfectly to the finale of this fight, which of course I read later. That I missed this, but I still, was able to draw that thread to him feeling warmth in their connection of fighting. Like, I don't know. It's very interesting. Like, it's sort of not really disputing the nihilism of Uta. It's not really saying like, oh, you were wrong about all this stuff, but just that there's more meaning and warmth to it and connection to it than you realized. Like, it's enough. Like, the totality of this struggle is enough to go forward. It's enough for, Kaneki and not Ayato, her sister. Why did I set myself up to forget the name of one of the most major characters in the entire series? It's like I want myself to fail. It's like my brain is just... Why can't I think of her name? But they have a kid. The important thing is that they have a kid. That's what I'm trying to get to. They're still forging forward in life. It's like absurdist. It's like looking at the Sisyphusian task of living as a ghoul and having to fight every single day to just exist, and saying that fight is enough to provide meaning and value and connection in your life. Yeah. Constantly reminded that the world loves humans, not as ghouls. That cold void will always be there. So we keep hurting each other, keep bleeding, because we can't feel warmth. Yeah. And it's interesting that here is where she unmasks. This is kind of like, I don't know, she recognizes, I guess, the significance of this. Clowns are fed up with despair. We'll keep playing the fool to remain sane. This is another page I didn't get. I don't know, yeah. It's like this kind of two flavors of absurdist nihilism, right? One is like, nothing matters, so I'm just going to live hedonistically and do just whatever it takes to make my life entertaining. And then there's another that's like, nothing matters but that fight against sublimating into that resistance of nihilism is enough. So it's kind of like actual absurdism as defined by Camus. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. In that task, there is enough. Versus kind of like a more popular conception of absurdism via characters like the Joker and stuff, where it's like, in total freedom and chaos, we signal like an escape from the meaninglessness of life. I don't know, it's like really heavy philosophical concepts that this series is building on. And I think what's nice is that they really do build on it, though. Like, we are still seeing this first and foremost as a conflict between individuals that have been well established as characters. They're not just like vessels for this ideology. It's just that more when you really think about who is more in the right here and who kind of like the series is letting be triumphant and stuff, you realize that it is as well a major question of like philosophical outlook. Not fun for me. Nothing about this is fun. You're a friend. And I will not kill or be killed. I see. He's so genuine. Never insincere. That's why you believe in this world. And then this is where he fully transforms. And then, yeah. Okay. So I think conceptually I didn't really miss that much. I missed a few like scene transitions that make a lot more sense now. But I think I certainly appreciated the message of the chapter the first time. And I was happy to revisit it. I'm really impressed with how they were able to kind of sort of like push this quite nuanced It's not your like entry level philosophical debate, you know. Even though, like, you know, the myth of Sisyphus and stuff is certainly very popular psychology and philosophy and stuff, it's one that, like, not many people, like, really get to starting from base concepts or whatever. It's, like, you know, something that people meme about and stuff, but it feels like here they really want to substantially engage with these ideas of what matters when nothing matters, how do you make meaning in your own light, things like that. Okay, bye.